Welcome to the Sweet and Spicy Podcast. My name is Kate.
And I'm Cecily.
And welcome back, guys. It's been a little bit. We took a vacation.
It's been a minute. Or 6.
It's been a minute. So, we're just gonna hop right into things. So I'm covering Priest by Sierra Simone.
Woohoo!
This is a book that Cecily has not been looking forward to. Because I read it a while ago. I have read it a while ago. It is super spicy, guys. In the ways one can get spicy with a priest. So they get spicy a lot. So anyway, trigger warnings. These are the ones that are specific, like content warnings. These are ones specifically written in the book. This book contains mentions of systemic sex abuse and a sister's death by suicide.
Dang.
So that's like the big one. If you're unsure what systemic, whatever I just said, the word that I just, systemic sex abuse is, it's, using power against somebody to create sex, to then use for sexual abuse. Yeah, not great. It's essentially what they call it when a priest or a bishop or something goes after somebody else because they are higher and such. So, it is not the main character. It is a family member of one of the main characters. So yeah, I'm going to pull up my notes now because they're on my phone. Because I stopped writing them down and just started putting them in my phone. So, we've got through the trigger warnings. Let's hop right in. You ready, Cecily?
I'm ready.
To hear about a priest fucking.
Dun dun dun.
Sorry, YouTube. So it starts with this direct quote, by the way. This is like the start of the audiobook. I have the physical book too, but it starts with this part in the audiobook. My name is Tyler Ansom Bell. I'm 29 years old. 6 months ago, I broke my vow of celibacy on the altar of my own church, and God help me, I would do it again. I am a priest, and this is my confession. So,
dun, dun,
we're hopping in.
Dun.
Alright, so, back into this. So, Father Bell, our main male character, Mr. Tyler Bell, is listening to confessions in the confession booths, as a priest does. And he's just about to leave the old, outdated confessional, because he complains that the church is very old and outdated, and he wants to clean up the church. Okay, he wants to fix the church, he wants to renovate the church. So his whole thing is he's trying to gain money to renovate the church. And that is a big thing throughout this, is that he's trying to fix the bad stuff, basically, with the church. And trying to put it in a better light and stuff. So, he's just about to leave this old confessional, though, because, the weather's really nice. He's able to duck out early. The only person he usually gets is, a middle school teacher from this small little town. And so he's about to leave, and then a woman walks in to the other side. And he's like, oh, man, really? Today? The one day I wanted to duck out early because it's nice outside? Well, she sits down, she starts talking, and immediately he's just her voice is rich and smoky and perfect. He's obsessed from her voice. He's getting turned on by this woman's voice. He's attracted to her voice itself. So she said she feels she says that she's not even Catholic, and she's not even really religious, but that she felt like she should confess about a job she had prior to moving to the small town they're in, because she said she feels like she should confess because she doesn't actually have any remorse for the job she did at all. And she feels like maybe she should. And you don't really know what she does yet, by the way. So, in fact, she actually really loved this job that she had. And so he asks, because she's like, I don't really know if I should be confessing this to a priest. Like, I feel maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And he goes, he kind of makes a quip, a joke, because, you know, he's like 29 years old. He's young. And he's like, oh, what is it, of a carnal nature? And she goes, yeah, I would call it a carnal nature. So she has a job of a carnal nature. And remember, this man is already, like, kind of getting turned on by just her voice. So it's kind of a thing where he's like, oh, shit.
Like, sir, you are the problem right now.
Yeah. So Father Bell listens. As she talks and can't stop thinking about and he can't stop thinking about what she sounds like. And then when she's done, she leaves the booth, and he actually tries to catch a glimpse of her very quickly, tries to get out of his side of the booth to try to see what this woman looks like, to introduce himself to her. It's genuinely, he just wants to know, and he really just wants to talk to her and see how she's, like, try to get her into the church. There is no bad blood about this. This is him being like, okay, she sounds really pretty. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm a priest. I've been celibate for 3 years at this point. Like, I'm not going to do anything. But, you know, every once in a while, I do recognize that women are pretty, are beautiful. Because what you find out is that Mr. Tyler Anson Bell was not always celibate. And actually, in college, women used to seek him out for a specific kind of sexual experience. Had nothing to do with the priesthood. Let's just put it there.
Oh my.
So when she does leave the booth, he kind of catches a glimpse of her, but all he sees is that she has dark brown hair. And that she's kind of pale, right? Well, the next week, she comes back again. She knows who he is, like what he looks like and everything, because she looked him up on the church website. Because they have pictures of all of their priests and, like, their clergymen and stuff on the church website. He is the only priest, obviously. He's the main guy that's there. He has just, like, other people working there. And so she comes back, talks to him, and, you know, tells him, like, you're Father Bell, right? And he's like, yep, that would be me. And she's like, I looked you up to see what you look like, so then I at least know who I'm talking to. He goes, and did it help? And she said, not really. Because Mr. Tyler Bell is very attractive.
Of course he is. He has to be.
He's a hot priest, guys. That's what this is. He's a hot, ripped priest. So he does eventually catch her, like, to talk to her, because she asks a question, and he's like, okay, this is a much easier question to answer face-to-face to somebody. So he, you know, comes out and actually talks to her, and they talk for a little bit, and this is when he's like, oh, shit, she's, like, gorgeous, like, high-class, big-money gorgeous.
This is so pretty.
She's so pretty. It is said that he then goes for, like, the next morning, he goes for a jog, and, like, there's many a cold shower that he takes, because part of the priesthood, you're not even supposed to really do any sexual activities to yourself, either. Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing. You're supposed to be fully celibate.
Yep.
So they run in. So then, when he's out jogging, they run into each other. Well, she's jogging too, in nothing but a sports bra and very tiny shorts. So you have, like, a scene out of that interaction. So then Tyler has to go sit in a very cold shower for a while. You do have a cute moment, though, where she notices that he's listening to Britney Spears, and he's like, oh, yeah, Britney. Yep, listen to that. Very quickly tries to change it, because it's, like, on his armband. His phone is on, like, an armband for when he's jogging. Very quickly trying to change it. It's a funny little moment. But, again, he's taking very cold showers for a very long time. Like, that church's water bill gotta be skyrocketing at that point from how many cold showers this man is taking. But he's living by his priesthood, okay? He's doing that. Because he's just honestly constantly getting boners from talking to her. Because of how attracted he is to her. And he's like, no, this is not right. She's one of my parishioners. Like, this isn't right. I can't be doing this. So, something to mention about Tyler, though, is why he became a priest in the first place. And it's because he actually found his sister when she had hung herself in their garage. And she hung herself because she had been being, that whole, you know, I literally just said the word earlier. The trigger warning.
Oh,
this is where
gosh.
that trigger warning comes into play, guys. She had been being molested by the priest at their church when they were from childhood. And she killed herself when she was 19 years old. She hung herself when she was 19. She left a note that, and you kind of find this out a little bit later on, more of these details that I'm telling you, you find these out a little bit later on, but I'm going to tell them now, just to get it all out of the way, so we don't have to kind of revisit this too much. Basically, you find out that she left all of the names that the priest, all of the names of the other children that she knew of that the priest was doing the same thing to. And so, because of her death, they got the other priest thrown in jail and all of that. So it's not the greatest, but he's doing this for a purpose because he wants to be the kind of priest that's you're supposed to have, that, you know, that they are supposed to actually be like, which is very trustworthy and a person of God and not just someone who uses their power to get what they want. So,
Dang.
what is behind me?
A ghost.
Evidently, because, oh my god, it's right here. That's what, it's not behind me, it's on my desk. It's my little, Lazy Susan thing. Sorry, guys. Sidetracked there. But yeah, so then he decides, you know what, I need to clear my head a little bit. I'm gonna go visit my family anyway. Let's go have dinner with mom and dad. He goes up to go have dinner with his mom and his dad, and his two brothers, okay? So he goes up there. Well, his brothers decide to tell him about this very exclusive and very expensive strip club that is invite only. Okay? Because his brother actually got the invitation. Obviously, the rest of his family, not exactly priests. His brother, who got this invitation, is...
We might have problems. I don't know. It doesn't say network is struggling, but it's flashing. I know it's raining.
I see it. I see it's flashing. It might fix that later, but we'll see. I don't know. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry. So,
Anywho,
his brother who actually got the invitation is a lawyer. And he just happens to know people. Because the whole thing about the ticket is that you actually have to be at least worth at least $1 million. Like,
dang.
Gross. Before you get invited. Like, it's expensive.
Dang.
It's a very particular club where very rich people go because they want the very expensive looking women.
Mm-hmm.
They want the beautiful, very expensive, rich looking women. So, obviously, his brothers are like, all right, Mr. Celibacy, you can come, you can look, you just can't do anything, right? And he's like, I'll pass. I'm not doing that, guys. Absolutely not. I'd rather not. Fuck off. Like, no.
Yeah, that's not what the Bible says.
No. Exactly. The Bible doesn't say any of this. Also, I am fully aware of Bibble being, Barbie. Bibble probably would do this. I love Barbie Bibble. Barbie Bibble is fantastic.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's from the Barbie movies. Don't worry about it. It's from, like, my childhood Barbie movies.
Okay.
His name is Bibble. He is blue and purple polka dot.
I just said Bibble instead of Bible.
I know you did, but there is a character named Bibble. And he is an agent of chaos. But anyway.
Got it.
I digress. So, getting back on track here. So, after he very vehemently declines going, he ends up going home. And the next morning, he realizes that, like, or on his way home or something, he realizes he's super jealous. Because he's now put the pieces together that Poppy, the main female character, that's very expensive. She looks very expensive. She has all this money. She just bought a house, like, squared out. She used to work in the city that this all takes place in. Oh, yeah, she is an expensive-ass hooker. Not hooker, stripper. But still. This is his, like, brain process, and he's pissed, okay? She's an expensive stripper. Good on, girl, because you know what? Make that money.
Mm-hmm.
So she's an expensive, high class. He gets real jealous because other men get to see her. First of all, Poppy doesn't do this anymore. She doesn't strip anymore. She doesn't dance anymore. She still works for this club, but she's more of like a bookkeeper and stuff now because she has, fun fact, she's got a bunch of degrees. So we're going to get into that in a little bit, though. He does not admit to himself that he is jealous, by the way. He just kind of has that going through his head, where it's like, I don't want to imagine anybody looking at her. And he goes, you know what? No, like this, I'm not jealous. She's not mine. She can't be mine. I'm a priest. There is a big old thing of, I'm a priest.
I am a priest.
Fighting against him here. But, it is jealousy. He's very jealous. He wants to see her like that. And he can't, because, priest.
He's a priest.
So, because of, a small little coffee shop interaction or something, not a coffee shop yet, I'm so sorry. Because of small interactions, she comes to the terms of, like, wanting, like, counseling. Priests will oftentimes give counsel. Mm-hmm. And it'll be like office counsel and things. So she wants to do that. And he he begrudgingly agrees because he's like, I need to separate from this woman. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I can't tell her no. He tried to tell her, hey, I feel like it would be the best interest, like, for you to go somewhere else. Like, to, like, if you want to search God and things, I can give you a great person here, like, elsewhere, but, like, I don't personally think that I'm the person that can help you. He couldn't do it. So, they do get together for counseling, and Poppy shares that she hasn't spoken to her parents in 3 years. They were rich snobs that wanted her to play her part, and she didn't want that part. So, basically, she went and she wanted to go to Juilliard. She didn't get to go to Juilliard because she's a dancer. She's loved dance since she was younger. That's why she felt so free and loving in her job that she had. She got to be free. But so instead, she went to Dartmouth for business. She has a master's degree or a bachelor's degree. I think it's a master's degree from Dartmouth. She had, like, this whole life planned out for her that she did not want. So one day she left. Because she found out that her ex, so what happened was she was dating this guy. She thought they were going to get married and she thought that they were going to be together. Well, she found out that they weren't going to be together because he sent his wedding invitation to her parents. He was marrying another woman.
That's rude.
Right? It is. So this whole thing goes on. She finds out this. She's like, oh, this sucks. It's like, I don't want this whole get married, be a mother, be pregnant, just be somebody's arm candy to look expensive and pretty. She's like, I don't want that. So she left. So then Tyler opens up and tells her about his sister. And all of that, of which I told you earlier. This is where he actually goes into a little bit more detail. And he also talks about how, as a family, they were shamed because they were the ones who called for this priest's arrest. And a lot of the parishioners and things did not like this. They didn't like that they were stepping forward. They started blaming even his sister. Which is really sad because that happens a lot. When people speak out about things like this in the church and it's like, no, that's a hush-hush thing. That doesn't happen here. And it's very hard for people to come to terms with the fact that, yeah, it does happen. So he also did talk about how his family, after that whole thing, never stepped inside of a church again, besides his mom, who came to visit him at his church currently.
I mean, I can understand that. That's a lot.
His father and his two brothers do not believe in any of it anymore. His mother does, but she won't step inside of a church unless it's just to come see him. They even refused to come to when he got, I don't remember what it's called, but when he got pretty much inducted into the priesthood, the clergy and stuff like that. He also told her that his father didn't speak to him for 6 months when he found out he was becoming a priest. And that his mother cried, like, immediately, like, bawled her eyes out when she found out. So, yeah. Then she does admit that then Poppy does come out and admit that the work that she does is, in fact, for that very exclusive club. So this is kind of like a sharing moment and things. And that she liked stripping for the men, that if she had decided to stay in her very rich life, likely would have married her. And she felt a thrill to it, and she got to dance and kind of feel free. And also, she starts talking about what she would do in the private rooms in front of these men who had this quote-unquote power over, that she had this power over, quote-unquote. And basically she would do self-acts to herself in front of these men and watch these men get off pretty much to her, and she liked that, and she liked that she had this power over these super powerful, like, super rich men. She liked that she had the power in that instance. So then she said, oh, I am so sorry, I have to go, I have a meeting. So she hops out. And he said, no, it's fine, I also have a meeting. Yeah, no, the only thing Tyler had a meeting with was his left hand.
Wow.
So that was the first time in 3 years. And he got it literally all over the church's calendar, on his desk. He said he had to rip up the first page of the desk calendar and throw it in the trash because it was everywhere. And that he felt really weird afterwards, because after the bliss ended, Because then he realized that he didn't even try any of the tricks that he should have tried. Like the cold showers, like the running, like, all of the things that he was trained and knew the tips and tricks to do. To avoid this whole thing. He didn't even try. He was so wound up and overwhelmed, he said, nope, gotta just do it. However, he started praying for forgiveness after that, saying that he was sorry. Except that he realized he kind of really wasn't sorry at all that he did it. Because he really liked this woman and he was very attracted to this woman. Dun, and so then they accidentally, and then later on, a little bit of a time skip. I am skipping a lot in this book because a lot of it ties in and I can't fully explain everything.
I was going to say, I don't think there's a lot you can really share.
No. No, there's not. And I'm being very PG, which is kind of sad. So they met accidentally at a coffee shop when he was working on a spreadsheet for the church budget. And Poppy asked what he studied in college before he became a priest, so he told her classic languages and a few other, things. And she mentioned that they probably didn't teach him very much about spreadsheets. And spreadsheet formulas and stuff, and, he kind of quipped back at that he had spent more time in a different kind of sheet.
Oh.
A different kind of sheets.
Oh.
And that's when he was like, oh no.
I didn't just say that, did
because, I? Because, again, he really enjoyed sex before he became a priest.
He said the quiet part out loud, bruh.
He did say the quiet part out loud. So, Poppy comes back for another confessional session a little bit later. She tells more details of her time as a stripper, and specifically when her ex came to the club looking specifically for her. He stalked her and found her.
Oh, that's messed up.
And she talks about how she thought her ex was going to marry her, what I had talked about a little bit. So she asked him at this club, why didn't you marry me? Why did you avoid this whole thing? What was the purpose to all this? I thought we were going to be together. I thought we were going to marry. Her shitty ass ex, whose name is Sterling Rutherford or something like that, the third.
Ew.
It's some super rich stupid name, and she even mentions in it it's a really dumb name, but it's what our families do. It's what the rich does. It was a very stupid, obnoxious, very richy rich name. But I know that his first name is Sterling. Sterling. Worthaford or something like that, the third. It's some really obnoxiously long name.
Werther's original.
Yeah. Yes. So he tells her that marrying into her family would have been a much better opportunity for him because of how much her family's name holds. But he told her he needed someone that didn't look as fuckable as her because he didn't need his clients interested in her more than they were in what he was saying.
Dang.
He needed someone to literally just be his eye candy.
What a douche rocket.
Yeah, and then she went into further detail about what happened in that private room in that club. And she saw the wedding ring. She was jealous. She let him go to town with her.
No.
They did the do. Her and her ex did the do in this private room because he kept telling her in her ear that they could have had, about the life that they could have had together. And about the life that they could still have together if she would just come back and be his mistress.
It's always the mistress.
I know. You very briefly saw Freya head over here. So. Yeah, so he wants her to come back and be his mistress. And told her all of these things. And this amount of detail made Father Bell's pants very tight. So he started to rub his pants while in this confessional.
Oh boy.
She then started to say that even now she feels... And then she just stops. Mid-sentence. Right there. And starts to bolt from the booth. And he actually is just a little bit faster and stops her and cages her into that little confessional.
A la pounded by produce.
He tells her, what were you gonna say? He's like asking her, like, I need to know what you were gonna say. And when she doesn't say anything and just bites her lip and starts rubbing her legs together, he's like, I know what you were gonna say. So instead of saying anything to her, he backs up, lets her, he's pretty much finally cracked, and he's backing away, right? He doesn't want this woman to leave, but he doesn't want her to think that she doesn't have a choice. When she doesn't leave and just kind of walks backwards until she kind of just ends up leaning up against the baby grand piano in the middle of the church sanctuary. He walks over to her because she's just straight up eye contact.
Oh,
he walks over to her, fully walks over to her, and tells her to bend over the piano.
Oh. Oh,
so
snap.
he just starts rubbing his hands all over her body. He doesn't really get too far.
In the church house, thank goodness.
In the church house, inside of the main sanctuary of the church, where, you walk in and there they are. You open the door to the street.
Anybody could walk in.
Literally. Well, his hands kept searching, and he found out she's not wearing any underwear.
Lordy.
And he asks her, about why. And she tells him that it's easier to deal with herself after talking with him if she just doesn't wear underwear.
Dang.
Because she told him that sometimes she can't even wait until she gets in the car. Sometimes it's done while talking to him. So he cracks.
Obviously.
The man cracks and just goes down and starts having a meal.
Dang.
This is the first time that they're having an actual thing together.
In the church. Hallelujah.
So, in the church. So he obviously...
All these songs
when he first goes down there... When he first goes down there,
Lord,
he
prepare
said,
me to be
I
a
only
sanctuary. I'll raise a hallelujah.
He said, I'm only just going to have one taste and then I'll stop.
Yeah, okay.
One taste turned into many more until he got the big taste at the end.
Like freaking Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop.
I can't say, like, the big words. I'm trying not to say the bad.
That's why I'm supplying all the comparisons. He raised a hallelujah. Calling a Hail Mary.
We're trying to be YouTube friendly now.
Calling a Hail Mary.
So, obviously he initially was like, oh, only one taste. He gets her to the end. Okay, she
to
finishes
the,
that race.
Oh, Maria, a la Sister Act.
Yup. And they do pretty much almost every type of foreplay that, like, is basic foreplay, okay? I'll say basic foreplay. So, like, he's down there, I know Spotify can't see this, but those on YouTube, he, Cecily, and,
a 2-finger salute.
It was... and so... And she decides to go downtown, too. So they end up obviously doing that. And because they had the conversation, and hey, it's not sex.
She anointed the wood of his altar.
That's funny you say that. You're gonna hear words.
I have way too many like churchy sex jokes popping into my head right now.
I know you do. This is why it's fantastic. I'm going to just remind you, and I don't think I need to, but I'm going to remind you, they were in the middle of the sanctuary floor of the church.
Yes. I am aware. I have not forgotten. God and everybody
He's so
walk
lucky.
Up in there. Literally, the
He
Lord.
was so lucky that no one saw him.
You think?
He does have moments of like in this church. He has these moments of like feeling God. He literally has these moments of like feeling God. Remember, they're not on the altar.
I mean,
they're just on the piano.
That's interchangeable depending on the church.
Not at this church, because we'll get there. We'll get there. So anyway, we're doing a time skip, okay? They've gotten closer, and she's been volunteering at his church. He's been yearning for her. She's been yearning for him. Lots of yearning. So she shows up to his church, in...
You're better to yearn than burn, according to the Apostle Paul.
That's fair. So she shows up to the church wearing PJs and with a bottle of whiskey. He does drink. He's allowed to drink.
Yeah,
Catholics he's just not
get to have
allowed to overindulge. He's just not allowed to overindulge, but he is allowed to drink. So, and she has whiskey. So they talk for a bit, and it leads them. They do go back to his little house or his office. I don't remember which they go to. It's either his house or his office. And I believe it's his house that they go to, like his little on church grounds house or whatever. So they're talking, and it leads them into, having their foreplay fun again.
Of course.
And though it's kind of been hinted at with, like, the whole Father Bell is, there was a certain kind of thing women went to him for and this and that. It's full out told now. Father Bell is a dom, and that's how he likes it.
Oh, boy.
So he likes the ropes. He likes the cuffs. He likes being in charge. He likes having them, bend to his whim. Which is hilarious considering he's a priest. And that's when they agreed that they probably took it too far, because they, went a little ham.
Our Father.
And that's when they agree that it was probably a little too far, because so he used his appendage the best he could with her equipment without insertion. I hope you enjoy
immaculate ejaculation.
Oh my god. So anyway.
No way.
So they agreed it was the last and only time as he was needed at the church. And he was also a priest.
Again.
And this was not supposed to be what he did.
Nope.
So they agreed. Last time, whatever. Some small stuff happens. And they're kind of close up again. But not to that. They haven't done anything. Again, they're just very close now. She needs to go on a business trip. She's got to go to the club for a little bit. She's usually able to just work remotely, but she's got to go down to the club.
Pony Club.
And he walks her home one night, takes her home, and tells her that he's gonna miss her while she's on this business trip, and that he promises that he will make it up to her when she comes back.
Sir.
And then he does some yeah. So with more of what he's not supposed to do.
The sacraments.
He said he was gonna make it up to her, and then forbidden fruit and all that. But he does do more spicy items to her.
Who knew the forbidden fruit was actually an eggplant?
Before he leaves her in the leaves her at her house. He does this in her house's back garden, by the way.
What's with them and not in the house?
Don't know, bro. I guess it's hot. I don't know.
Outside the bugs.
While she's gone, though, they have some spicy phone sex. He's on the phone with her. He calls her. She's still at work. He calls her. He's like, he tells her that his hand is, doing some things, and so she starts getting on the phone with him. She said, "Hold on, give me a second." She goes to her boss's office, sends him a video of her doing the same thing to herself. He sends her a video back. They get off together on the phone. So yeah, once she's back, they finally break the final rule, and they fully go at it in the middle of the church on the altar. And that's why I told you, wait, we're getting to that part. It's the middle of the night, right? To where people can't come into the church, at least. He locks the door this time.
Well, I mean, if you're going to defile the altar, at least you lock the door.
He used some of the sacred items while they were doing the do.
The last guy who defiled an altar got struck down by the Lord because he touched the Ark of the Covenant.
By the way,
smited.
They were talking about he was talking about how great this felt and this and that.
This is a different kind of
smiting. He also said that he said he felt God's presence while they were doing this, and that if that wasn't what God wanted him to do, God would have been mad.
Ominous lightning and thunder.
There was no ominous lightning and thunder.
Always said that anytime you're in a relationship, it's you, your spouse, and the Lord. And I always wondered about that when it comes to intimate moments. Like, are we watching?
Evidently in this one, he was present. And he said he could feel the Holy Spirit, and it's the first time he really could feel it that way. I just want you to... yeah. He said his friend and his predecessor would feel it sometimes, but the bishop never felt it.
No. no. Well, that's because they're not Pentecostal. That's the ones who feel the Spirit all the time.
Okay, anyway, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep trucking on, guys. So he learns
the Spirit. That was not the
So he learns that Poppy likes it rough, and that he likes to give it rough. So they're good. Like I said, he used some of the sacred items, including the sacred cloth that is used to wipe the cup. You know, the cup with the wine for Jesus' blood. He used communion. That to clean her up after. Yes.
You know, a washcloth is bad enough, but, you know, using the communion cup as a you-know-what rag.
Cup, but the cloth.
Okay, but still.
Honestly, was completely surprised that the communion cup was not used to catch some stuff, but... I don't know, though, because this is not the only book in this series. It's not with them. No. There's 3 other books, I think, in this series.
I have not read them. What's wrong with these priests?
You know, priesthood, I guess. I don't know if they're all priests or not, but you have a kitty. They do that thing with the cloth and everything, and they cuddle and snuggle and, you know, have pillow talk.
On the altar?
And when he wakes up, no, not on the altar. They go to his room at that point. They go to his house and his room. And then he wakes up and Poppy's gone. Poppy's gone. And she leaves before he wakes up. All that. Well, they go through a weird, like, I can't talk to you thing. Because we can't actually be together situation.
It's a little late for that.
That lasts all of a few days. No, it lasts more than one. She even keeps going to the church and doing the church activities. Like the pancake breakfasts and things like that, like the little fundraisers. And she's helping out. And he has this woman who works for him, or works with him, named Millie. She's very nice. She's an old lady. He said she's all of 130. But she's super nice and super sweet. And
they don't give Millie a heart attack, do they?
So... Millie is also very technologically advanced.
Oh, dear.
And so she's been trying to bring the church into the new age and everything, right? So they go through the few days before they end up actually fucking in his office again. There's no way to sugarcoat that one. Mm-hmm. They go at it again in his office. But this time... they do some backdoor.
Oh.
Obviously, this man doesn't have lube in his office.
Lord,
so you know what he uses?
He's anointing her with oil. Her cup runneth over.
Yup. He's using the sacred oils.
He done busted out the alabaster box.
So
anybody who has gone to church as much as I have is going to pick up on all of this. And I hope you are just as unhinged as I am, because I'm really not trying to be completely a reprobate.
It said a specific oil. He said he used a specific oil made for joining. So, made for, like, the spirits of joining or something. I don't remember what the name of it is.
Witchcraft.
I know, right? Oh. But anyway.
Throw that out there real quick. That don't sound like the holy oil I know of. Usually it's just some olive oil that you have prayed over.
Nope, there's a couple different types of oils. Apparently with the Catholics, there's a couple different types of holy oils.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like witchcraft.
Oh, it definitely did. Especially with altar and, like, all of this stuff. This whole book made me be like, oh my god, there is witchcraft. There is witchcraft afoot.
Witchery.
Anyway, yeah, so they had a spicy dime and then a sweet one right after. Then sometime later, Tyler was thinking, and reminiscing, and realized that he loved Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave her his sister's rosary as a present.
Aww.
And I guess what his mother or his grandmother or something told him was that everybody deserves to have a pretty rosary. I think it was his grandmother, he said. Told him that everybody deserves to have a pretty rosary. And her rosary is like this really pretty, like jaded, like a rosary made out of like jade and everything.
I had a very pretty rosary I got once. It had turquoise and coral and a hematite cross, and I wore it as a necklace because I kind of thought it was a necklace, but it was a rosary.
Nice.
I'm not Catholic.
I mean, a lot of people wear rosaries as necklaces though too, so. But yeah, so he does this. And then he did eventually go see his other very good priest friend. So his person that him and this other priest are supposed to confess to each other. Confessors. Yeah, they're
Forgive
confessors.
Me, Father, I have sinned.
Yes. So he does go see his priest friend to do a confessional. The other priest pretty much knew what he had come to confess and told him no, he's not allowed.
How did he know what he was coming to confess?
Because this priest specifically is very in tune with the God.
Oh, he's got that discernment. He knows what's up.
He said that this guy, he always feels that rush feeling that he felt, like that feeling of God is with me, that he felt when he was, using the altar for nefarious sacrilege reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Blasphemy, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Sacrilege. So he said that priest always feels that. He's always within God's light. So the other priest told him he's not allowed to confess. He won't listen to it. And the guy's like, this is kind of against the whole priest code. You kind of have to listen to me confess. He goes, there are things greater than that code. And then he hands him a cup with whiskey. And Tyler in his brain is like, oh my God, if he hands me a drink, this is pretty bad. I like how Yue is just sitting on your lap like all sweets.
Mm-hmm. She's precious.
Hi, Yue.
So he told him he wasn't allowed to confess until he was truly ready to confess. Until then, he needed to be exceedingly careful.
That's true, because technically once you confess, it's because you're done and you're asking forgiveness.
Yeah.
If you're not done, you just chit-chatting.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, we're going to time skip here a little bit. We're going to talk about Millie, okay? Millie, very cute old lady. Love her. One of my favorite characters in this whole thing because she's sassy as hell. But she's also a very God-fearing woman. It also does say, though, that she would scare the ever-loving out of anybody. That she could put the fear of God into you if she needed to. Yes. So, she's worked for the church for many years. Well, she caught them.
I knew it.
She takes walks in the early morning. And she could literally see Father Bell walking back from Poppy's house to the church after they would spend nights together and vice versa. But she says that she won't tell the bishop, but that Father Bell needed to be careful and make a choice because Poppy would not stay happy, nor did she deserve to have to stay happy by being his secret.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Millie likes Poppy a lot. She loves Poppy a lot. Because Poppy has also done a lot with the church. And she thinks she's beautiful and wonderful. And also, Millie literally is like, go. Be lovey. Be adorable. Like, you're 29 years old. Like, nobody can fault you for falling in love. I'm sorry.
Fair.
Her thing is literally, she's fully consenting adult. Do I think you should have done it when you were a priest? Absolutely not. But she is fully, you know.
It also makes you
consenting
wonder why
in this.
people shouldn't be older when they become priests and they have to be celibate. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
it kind of
I
feels
guess
like a natural
sometimes.
thing, but what do I know?
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people wait until they're older, though, to become priests, too. That's not something a lot of people do, like, when they're that young. I know some do, but not a lot of them. Anyway, so he held mass, and as he was cleaning up, was met with a man in a very nice, very expensive suit.
Uh-oh.
He told Father Bell that he was there to scope out his competition. Competition he had for Poppy.
Oh, dear.
It's Mr. Sterling. Obviously, Tyler realizes in that moment that it's Sterling, Poppy's very shitty ex.
Mm-hmm.
And because Poppy had told him, no, I'm not going to just come with you and be your mistress. I refuse to do that. So Sterling hands him a folder. Inside of the folder is pictures of Father Bell and Poppy kissing. Yeah. So that's where I'm gonna end this.
Dang. Talk about a cliffhanger.
Yeah, read the book. It's really good.
You act like I have time
But
for that.
I know you don't. It's okay. So, I'm really not going to tell you anything else because I really don't want to spoil anything for you.
And this is a pretty popular book, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an older book.
I feel like
yeah.
I see it advertised a lot.
It's an older book, but again, it's very popular still. I really don't want to ruin the ending for people. Because what I'm going to tell you is that it has an end. It's got an ending.
It doesn't sound like it's a good
well-written
one.
ending. It's a very well-written ending. So
It
take that
doesn't
answer
sound
as
like
you
my
will.
happy little ending where the priests go off with their lover and aren't priests no more.
Take that with what you will. This book does also have a novella that follows after it called Midnight Mass. This is about those two. But yeah, it follows the ending. So again, grain of salt.
Well then.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. A big old cliffhanger.
Yep. Next week, Cecily will go over her book. And then...
Which I actually have figured out, and it will be Cozy Werewolf Romance.
Yay! I'm excited for Cozy Romance. Werewolf Romance. Also, can everybody help me convince Cecily that she needs to watch Heated Rivalry? Thanks. Okay.
Wow.
Because I've seen it, and it's amazing, and you need to watch it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You act like I
Anyway.
have time for that.
I know. Follow us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen, wherever you'd like to follow. Instagram is where we update most often.
Sorta.
Sorta.
TikTok.
We're
We're really bad
really
at social
bad.
media, and we've got to figure it out. I'm working on things. I have a whole new mission to get my life together. We'll see what happens. It's doubtful.
We're working on it.
It's not looking good, but we'll try.
Anyway,
In the meantime,
happy reading.
happy reading.